Moi kaikki, I'm Hanna and this is my podcast called Hanna from Sheep's Alley. I'm coming to you from Kuopio, Finland. Today is Monday, June 29th. It's 4:15 p.m. Sun is shining, some clouds on the sky. The temperature is plus 22 Celsius, which is around 72 degrees Fahrenheit, around there. And we'll go straight to the finished objects. I showed you the last time the creature which I made, Orvokki. And I said that Orvokki will need a mate. And this is Lehdokki. She's more feminine looking than what Orvokki was. I don't know much about what to say about her. I just made her the same way I made Orvokki, but Lehdokki turned out looking like this. And I made a third one. Her name is Vuokko. Also used the same method, but she turned out like this. And her name is Vuokko. So I have a creature trio. Developed those just like a month ago. I wasn't even planning on making these sort of things, but they look quite fun, I think. And as you can see, I crocheted and knit those lovely ladies. Then crocheted blanket. Where do I have my mobile phone? Because I want to show you the patterns. I think I left the mobile phone inside, so I'll pause for a sec. No, not in my pockets. And I'll get the phone. Just a sec. Okay, found the mobile phone. I'll show you. I used 3 different crochet patterns. Found them on Ravelry. They are for free. This is the first one. And the second one. And the third. So I used those 3 patterns, but because they were quite small, and I decided that I want to make 3 by 4 square granny blanket. So I just made those squares which I crocheted. I just made them bigger, going around with just double crochet stitches and also some single crochet stitches. So I'll show you what the blanket looks like. I used 3.5 millimeter hook and double thread light fingering fin sheep yarns from Louhittaren Luola and Kässäkero Pom Pom, mainly those, but I had some other light fingering weight yarns, so I held the yarn double. But I also used, for example, this light gray one. That's lace weight yarn, and I used 3 yarn threads at the same time. And this blue is turquoise blue yarn. That's actually, I had 4 yarn threads at the same time because it's even thinner than lace yarn. Do you call it some web, cobweb or something like that? But lighter than lace weight yarn. So I held 4 yarns at the same time, 3 yarns at the same time, and then all these squares I held 2 fingering weight yarns double. And these are non-superwash Finship wool yarns. That's one square. There's another one, different looking. And where's the third type, that circle one? So I used tealy, purpley, greeny yarns. These are all from my stash. I didn't buy any yarn because I have been knitting out of my stash. I really like how this looks. I think Angela commented on Instagram that these squares remind her of those Tiffany stained glass windows where you can see those windows in churches and pretty historic buildings. And I think that's about right, yes. They kind of remind me, now that she mentioned that, I thought that yes, they do. I love this. This is hubby's new nap blanket on our living room sofa. Then Levi's socks. I made Levi some socks. I showed you the yarn, and I think I had already started, or was planning on starting these socks when I last podcasted. He has already worn them, but they fit him like a glove, and he loves the color. Just my basic, nothing very interesting, just basic socks. And it's this yarn, hedgehog fibers, and the colorway was Wild Card. Can you see it? These are really summery and fun looking socks. I might even wear these bright color socks. Yes, he likes them. That's the main thing. Then the exploration station. I'll show you the pattern by Stephen West. I'm talking about this pattern. I didn't want to make this as big as it's written on the pattern, or what the pattern tells you to knit. I did exactly what the pattern called for to this section. Brioche is okay. I'm not in love with brioche. Knitting is okay, but I don't like the look of it that much. So therefore I only wanted to make a few repeats of that brioche part, and because I didn't want to make this as huge, so I thought that okay, the second section and the third section after this part, I kind of wanted to make them equally the same size, all of these 3 sections, that they would have approximately the same amount of rows. So this is a medium size shawl, and I would probably wear it Stupid mosquitoes. Like this. Isn't it fun looking? And I love these colors. The yarns which I used, Nurja. Ametisti is the colorway. I love this color. And then this is black, naturally dyed colori naturali, and Primrose Yarn Companies. You can't really see, but it's Adelaide. Copper Penny Dreadful fingering weight single ply yarns. Yes. Oh, and this. Or is it? This one here. I have dyed this color myself. Fun. I think I actually bought more mist. Shoot, missed it again. I bought yarn from Nurja to make another one. And I think I'm going to make this size because I like this size of a shawl at the moment. Nothing wrong with the huge shawls because I have already quite a few of those too. Then 3-color cashmere shawl. I have had that pattern in Ravelry library for a long time. So it's this Hohi Locatellis pattern. And also this shawl. I made it slightly smaller. Didn't want to make a huge shawl. So this part I believe is exactly as written on the pattern, but then there's just a tiny bit of lace and the bind off. And I would wear this one just like that Stevens shawl, like this. And the yarns, which I used, is Ilmatar by Louhittaren luola. And the other is the same Ilmatar. Almost dropped it. If you have watched my podcast before, you know that I always drop something. And then this light bluey, greeny, sandy color is Rouva Silmusolmu mohair silk yarn, which I held double with light fingering. No, it was lace yarn. And it's a friend of mine, Lellu, got it from Estonia. That yarn, very light grey. So I held that light grey yarn double with this Rouva Silmusolmus mohair. This color is called Capri. Oh, I love this shawl too. These are so summery colors. Lovely. Oof. I would really love to make another one of these too. Maybe I should. And then the last one is the Hanna wrap or Hanna wrap, whichever way you want to pronounce that. I showed you the yarns last time. 2 of those I dyed myself, and the third one which I used is Primrose Yarn Company's yarn. So this is Hanna wrap. My test knitters are test knitting this at the moment. I think one has already, I think it's Barbie in Germany. She has already finished hers, and now I don't remember the name, but she lives in the UK. She has already finished her test knit as well, but the others, they have till the end of July. And then I will release the pattern. And Hanna wrap. Whoop. You wrap it. This is how I do it. Once. Twice. And there you go. You could even wrap this 3 times if you want. Either twice or 3 times. And this is Hanna wrap. Hanna wrap. And pattern will be out early August. And that's everything with the finished objects thingies. Then active whips. I haven't finished. I was supposed to finish the Madewell cardigan, but I haven't. This morning I soaked it and dried it to see the actual size. So this is my Madewell cardigan without sleeves or the button band. And I'm not sure if I'm going to knit the sleeves at all. I kind of like the look of it being it's not a vest because there will be a button band. Sleeveless cardi. What do you call those? Sleeveless cardis. And I'm even thinking of crocheting the button band, but I haven't decided. But hopefully the next time when I podcast this will be finished. I have used all sorts of fingering weight single ply reddish and purpley yarns which I have or had in my stash. So that's one active whip, and the second is Emeli's socks, basic socks. Lev already got his. Emil is getting his quite soon, and I will also knit a pair for Mikko. Then all the men in our house have new socks. This is how far I have done. This is the yarn I'm using. I also got this yarn from Lellu, the knitter friend who lives quite near here. It's this Kunstgarn, Hjertegarn yarn, sock yarn details there. But Emily likes blue and turquoise and brown colors, so this is perfect for him. And that's it. Yep. quite a few actually. Big projects like the blanket. Other things, anything local Mal, running June 1st, July 1st, July 31st. Anything local. I will open up the episode thread plus the make-along thread on Ravelry. Go to Hanna from Sheep's Alley podcast group. I will put the link on the down bar below this video. Just click that and it will take you to Hanna from Sheep's Alley podcast group on Ravelry. And you'll find the episode thread with the correct links plus the anything local Mal, which we will be starting. This time there will be only one lottery ticket for each participant, so you can make 1 or 10 or 1,000 projects, but you still get one lottery ticket because this runs only for 1 month. So I think that's we are doing it that way this time. And I have 3 prizes. I'll just randomly draw them the next time when I'm going to podcast. Okay, the 3rd prize. Oh, I forgot to show you. I actually made this necklace the other day. I like this summery turquoise color. So I made this and decided that I'm going to make a shawl pin. I used to make these quite often, but for some reason I have forgotten about them. So I made a shawl pin. It's just metal wire and glass beads. So that's one prize. And the other one is this. This is one of the yarns which I used for the blanket. Light fingering weight, louhittaren luola, Finn sheep yarn, kytöläinen 2, 100 grams, 550 meters, which is 611 yards. Colorway is called Pinja, and it's very light, delicate, grayish green, really pretty. You can make a shawl out of it, hat out of it, mittens. This is not sock yarn. You could held it double and make something with something else. So this is the 2nd prize. And the 3rd prize is this crocheted Hanna bag, Hanna basket. It fits at least 3 full yarn skeins. So those are the prizes for the anything local Mal. So please join. You can knit, crochet, bead, sew, quilt, embroider, bake, do whatever, as long as it has something local in it. And that's, oh, fire, almost forgot. I was about to say bye-bye and see you next time. 2 weeks ago, I needed to make more fire starter roses. I think like a year or maybe 2 years ago, I kind of demonstrated how to make those fire starter roses out of egg cartons and candle pieces and candle ends and those, but I didn't actually show you how I made them. So I made a little video clip, and I will put that video clip after this episode thread. So if you're interested, you can see how I make those fire starter roses. And that's it. The next episode, I have, like for over a year now, I have podcasted every other month to keep things interesting. I don't want to repeat myself that much. And there are so many podcasts and other activities that I think that once every 2 months is okay. But because of the local MAL, which runs for 1 month, I will podcast during the first week of August, and I will draw the winners then. Winners who will receive one of those 3 prizes. So bag, yarn and shawl pin. So I think that's it. Have a wonderful end of June, lovely July, and I'll see you at the beginning of August. Take care. Bye. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I make these fire starter roses or flowers, however you want to call them. You will need these egg cartons and leftover candle pieces and endy bits of candles. But first I will show you how I made this flower. I'm just going to rip the ends off and use these as the base of the flowers. Okay, let's make one. You can do it whichever way you want. I'll just show you one way of doing these fire starter roses. You can be creative, and they don't have to be pretty, but these are very fun, handy things to give to your friends as gifts. See, it already looks like a flower. I think that will stay put quite okay, but I'm just going to add a few little pieces just to make these to stay put. See, there's one. See, this is very easy to make. I think I talked about making these fire starter roses maybe 2 years ago in one of my podcast episodes. I don't even remember when it was, but Happy said that we ran out and we need more. So I thought I'd show you how I actually make these. I don't think that this needs any fastening. Let's make one more and then I'll get the kettle going and I'll show you how I cover these egg carton roses with the candles. I'll make one more. See, I'm running out of cards since I made, I think there was 45 of them. I made these this morning, and now it didn't take me a long time. Did I make 3 already in a couple of minutes? So no rocket science. Quick fun, and these are so handy. Another one completed. Okay, I'll pause the video now and show you the next step. Now I added hot water inside this kettle where the candle pieces were, and as you can see, the water is about to start boiling quite soon, and the candles, they are melting, as you can see. I'll put the lid off over there, add a few more candles, and they can start melting there. But now we can start dipping. For the first time, I always double dip, but first I just dip, and there, like that. Let's put that over there. I want them to dry a bit before I make the double dip. If you want to give these as gifts, you could also buy candle coloring thingies and add that color in this candle liquid. Sometimes I have used bling bling stuff to add right after I have dipped these the second time, to make them even more pretty. But this time these are just for our own use, so I'm not going to add coloring or blingy thingies. Oops, this is very messy job, because after this thing, if you do this inside, after this you realize that everything is covered with melting candles. So it is nice to do this sort of thing outside. I'll pause the video again, and I'll show you when I have dipped this once, I'll show you the second dip. So just a sec. Now I have dipped those. Oh, there's something else over there. Okay, I have dipped this already once, and now I'm going to do the second dipping. I just want to have, of course you could use these, I believe you could use these after you have dipped them only once, and then let them dry. But always, okay, that's a dribble, unintentional dribble dip. But I always dip them twice. I think they just burn longer and make sure that the fire will start. So doing the second dipping. I'll continue doing this, and at the end I will show you after I have turned off, okay, triple dip, after I have turned off the stove. I will show you what I do. Okay, triple dipping again. What I will do with the liquid after I have completed. So see you soon. Okay, here you can see how the candle has already cooled down. The water is down there. Let me see if I can. Yes, that liquid is water, and the brownish thing is melted candles. So I will pour this water out of this kettle and reuse the candle mixture the next time I'll make the fire starter roses. But let's see how my fire starter roses look like. So they look like this. These are still a bit damp, so I can't use them today, but I actually have one ugly one from the batch I did before. It was sometime in August or September I made another batch, and this is the ugliest which I had. But let's see how we get the fire going. I'll place the rose there and see what happens. It's quite windy. Looking good so far. That fire starter rose burns quite a long time, so it is doing its job already. It's working. You so pleased. Bye bye.